Hey, you guys, what's up? It's Felicia. Pull up, pull up, pull up. But come hang out with me. Come chill with me for a little bit. I know I've been MIA about a month, but I'm back. So I'm back. So let's just hop right on into this. There are so many trending topics going on right now. I was like, I have to come and upload a video so I can give my $2.10. And I'm chewing on a peppermint, y'all, so please forgive me, right? Well, okay, look. First of all, seriously, I want to give my condolences to the Braxton family because as you guys all know, Tracy Braxton, the Braxton family values, she passed away from cancer. She's only 50 years old. So condolences to her, her family and her friends and loved ones, okay? Now, let's talk about Jussie Smollet. Let's talk about Jussie. If y'all don't know, Jussie got his sentencing from the judge a couple days ago. I watched the sentencing as it was happening live, and like the judge did this really long dialogue, like when he was just, scolding Jussie on, lying to the police and making up this whole hate crime scenario. But anyway, Jussie was sentenced to $120,000 restitution, a $25,000 fine, 30 months probation, and he has to spend a total of 150 days in Cook County Jail. That's 5 months. I'm hoping the brother's going to be okay because it is Jussie Smollett. That is a Cook County Jail, and that's a county facility. I'm hoping he's okay. All right, they're probably going to put him in general population. I'm thinking they're going to put him in general population just because he is a celebrity. I don't think they're going to put him, just put him on the main line out there with everyone else. But after the judge sentenced him, he got up and he made a speech. And he was like, I'm not lying. Your Honor, I did this for all the Black Americans and the LGBTQ community. And I'm like, whatever. Jussie, you did this for yourself. Like, you was trying to, I don't know, make a name for himself during that time because that was, when all the riots and everything was going on. So I guess maybe he wanted to be the face of racial togetherness or whatever the hell he was doing. I don't know what the hell he called himself doing, but, it didn't serve him any good at all. But something struck me really, what he said was, I'm not suicidal. So if I die, I'm not suicidal. And at first I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? But then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, because we know sometimes when Black people go to jail, a lot of times, excuse me, they end up dying in jail. And then the police will always say they committed suicide. And such is the case with Sandra Bland. We all know she did not commit suicide, but of course that's what they told us. So he did say, they said, if I commit suicide, no, he said, I'm not going to commit suicide. I'm not suicidal. So if I die, I'm not suicidal. I didn't kill myself. And it was kind of like, it was just very haunting for him to have said that. So having that, I hope that Jussie's okay. That was a hard lesson to learn. But you just can't be making up stories. Like, who in the hell in their right mind is outside in Chicago in the dead of winter? It's like, 0 degrees in Chicago at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you go on the subway, and all of a sudden you're attacked by these a MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters, and they put a rope around your neck and call you a bunch of N-words and beat you up. Come on now. That was just an unbelievable story. I never believed it from the beginning. I thought it was BS. I have good discernment. I can smell bullshit like a mile away. But anyway, we hope, Jussie learned his lesson, that he's okay, and he makes it through his 5-month sentence, and then he, learns a lesson and not to be doing shit like this anymore. Let's talk about Chris Brown. Of course, Chris Brown, thank God that man had enough sense to save the text messages that he had going on back and forth between the lady that he had sexual intercourse with that claimed that he raped her. Of course, since Chris Brown figured out that he still had these text messages, those text messages clear his name, letting everyone know it was consensual. The fact of the matter is, the lady is mad because Chris hit it and quit it. He didn't want to be bothered with her anymore, wasn't returning her calls, wasn't returning her texts. So I guess she said, okay, well, I'm gonna cry rape. And that's what she did. I think she should. Me personally, I think she should go to jail for that. I think she should be charged. I think she should be arrested and charged for lying on that man, because that is a serious charge. Chris could have lost his livelihood, his career, but most importantly, his freedom. That man could have went to jail over a damn lie. Okay, that is so not cool. Like, just because a woman says it does not make it true. If there is no proof beyond a reasonable doubt that a man sexually assaulted a woman, all of this because she said so, it had to happen. It's like an attack on men in a way. Because again, if Chris Brown hadn't had this proof, Chris Brown would be either in jail or on his way to jail, just like they did Bill Cosby. Like, there would have been no saving grace for him. And ladies, you can't be running around here running after these NBA players and these ballers and these rappers and these rich men. You throwing coochie at them and you spreading your legs all wide like old TV antennas, and you're willingly giving them your body. You're willingly having sex with them. And when they hit it and quit it and decided they don't want to be bothered with you anymore, you get mad and you want to cry something as serious as that. Like, that will completely and totally ruin a man's life. It'll ruin his life, his money, his relationships with his family, the relationships with his kids, if he have any kids. It'll just really destroy a man. And I really think that's unfair. And then it'll prevent a lot of other women from being believed, especially if she doesn't really have any proof, but it actually did happen, or she got some proof. Or the bottom line, it will stop a lot of women from being believed because of women like this woman. She should go to jail. And I think she should go to jail for no less than 6 months. And she needs to do the whole 6 months for lying. Trying to get this man put in jail. But anyway, we're going to pass up on that, because what I really want to talk about is Freddy P. Now, normally I wouldn't talk about no stuff like this, but it's trending so hard. I can't go on YouTube without seeing a video about Freddy P. And what he has to say about Puff, and how Puff owes him all this money, millions and millions of dollars. Let me say this. I've never watched Making the Band, because I was never interested in watching Making the Band. I never knew who he was until I found out that he was on Making the Band. But then again, I don't know who he is because I never watched Making the Band, right? But anyway, I watched the first interview that he did. It wasn't really an interview. He was just online crying, boo-hooing about Puff. And, it's kind of like he was just really distraught. And then I saw a second video come across my feed last night that he was on Kwame Brown's channel. So I watched it. And what I get from this young man is like, okay, he's 40 years old. You're 40 years old. Making a Band was 20 years ago. I did gather that much information. So 20 years ago, and he said he was 40 years old. So now you're 40 years old. You mean to tell me that between Making a Band and now, you could have done nothing of benefit with your life? Like, your lot in life is what it is because of Puff? Like, you don't have anything because of Puff? You're broke because of Puff? Like, I find that very hard to believe. Like I said, I didn't watch Making the Band. I'm just going by what I'm hearing him say. And I've heard other people say that he didn't make the cut. Like, I think they made a record, or they went out on tour and was all over in Europe and, making little appearances and all that. But back to what I'm saying. That was 20 years ago. He was also saying, when he was in Miami, he was this boss on the street, with the drugs and the gang and, and he had soldiers all up under him. Okay, so if you had all of that going on, so you say, why don't you have anything going on now? Because if you're a boss, I don't care how you bossing up, whether it's the streets, wherever. If you're a boss no matter where you are. If you selling all the drugs in Colombia on the streets, and you that much of a boss, you should be able to take that and parlay that over into another business stream or another industry and still be a boss. But for you to be crying 20 years later that Puffy somehow owes you something, I mean, where you signed a bad boy, I mean, if you signed a contract, I'm sure you got some money for whatever you signed for. If you did sign, if the dollar amount wasn't right, then whose fault is that? Like, I'm not really understanding what you're crying about. You said you got your IG. No, you said your IG got taken down because of Puffy. First of all, you were probably on there dragging Puff. So you probably got your own IG taken down. Second of all, if you put as much energy into building something of your own, promoting and marketing your own music, because you can do that nowadays. You don't even need a label. All this technology and the ability to stream and Spotify and all this other stuff that artists can do to get their own music out there. If you were busy minding your business and trying to build something for yourself as a man and your family instead of trying to drag Puff, who's already built, maybe you still have your platform. So you use your platform in the wrong way. And that's what leads me to think that when you had the opportunity 20 years ago to make a difference in your life, instead of building a bridge, you burn that bridge. Now, even though you may not have liked Puff's style, probably didn't like the way he moved, and you probably felt like he was humiliating you. Let me scoot my chair back some. Humiliating you, asking you to walk and go get cheesecake for him. That's understandable. But not only were you around Puff, you were around other people, other executives, camera crews, people that worked at MTV. You guys traveled and went overseas to Europe. You didn't network with nobody. You ain't made no kind of connections. Why? Because you was too busy letting your pride get in the way. You were too busy thinking like, no, who he think he talking to? I ain't doing all that. I ain't walking to go get you no cheesecake. Okay, that was your right. But it ain't what you do, is how you do it. And just from me listening to your video last night, I don't think you know how to, I don't think you present yourself very well from what I saw. And that's why you didn't get far. And that's why you haven't gotten far in life, because instead of building a bridge, you burnt that bridge. There was a way you could have got around that and still stayed intact to the effect to where you could have benefited from it as an artist. But you chose to have an attitude. You chose to step into your pride. You chose to be defensive. And that's just what I saw just from watching your video with Kwame. I mean, I didn't see a young man that was really like, that listens. To me, it seems like you don't like authority. You don't like anybody telling you what to do. And all that comes into play when you were on Making the Band, basically. So if you're going somewhere and you are trying to make it, again, you don't have to let somebody demean you, but there are rules that you have to follow. You're gonna have to do something, I mean, to get yourself to where you want to be in life. And again, you don't have to humiliate yourself, but you got to know how to play the game. And you need to know how to play it to where it'll benefit you. And I'm just saying that because I'm from the Bad Boy era. I remember when Puff got started, before he even went to Bad Boy. Before he even created Bad Boy, he was with Uptown. When Puff started at Uptown, he was broke. He was a young kid. He didn't have nothing but a dream and a vision. I remember when he used to take the train 3 times a week from Mount Vernon to Uptown. That was like a 4-hour train ride up and back. He did that 3 times a week. He worked for free for Andre Harrell for 6 months. Puff washed cars. He ran and got coffee. If Andre needed a demo tape, to be picked up from another producer or wherever, See, back in the day, we didn't have where you could stream stuff and it'd just come right to you and email and all that stuff. You know, you would have a courier or a messenger or, you know, USPS mail bring you, you know, your tapes or whatever. But Puff would run blocks, 10, 20 blocks to go pick up demo tapes for Andre. He never once complained. He didn't bitch about it. You know, because why? He had a vision. He had foresight. And Freddie, that's something that you don't have. See, Puff didn't mind, I guess you saying, you know, you felt humiliated. He didn't feel humiliated because he had a vision. He had foresight. And he's like, okay, I'm learning. He was sitting under the best at the time, Andre Harrell, not to mention all the other executives and camera crew and video directors. Like, he was exposed to all of this knowledge and information. So he played his role. He played his hand, and he played it well. He played it so well that when Andre fired him, he had about 5 or 6 messages from different record label executives that wanted him. And one of those executives happened to be Clive Davis. And Puff said, okay, I'm going to go with Clive. And that's how Bad Boy was born. So when Puff was having you guys do all of that, I don't think it was because he was trying to demean you. He wanted to see how bad did you want it. Were you as hungry as he was? Did you want it as bad as he wanted it? Did you have the drive, the discipline, the hunger, the hustle that he had? Now, I'm not saying he's right to have asked you to go walk blocks to go get him some cheesecake, but I'm thinking, like I said, because I came up in the Bad Boy era and I remember all of that. To me, that's what he was trying to see. He was trying to basically see what you was made of. Like, I think you could have made your case and you could have kept your standing, but you didn't know how to do that. You rather, you know, get your ass on your shoulders, burn the bridge, and miss your opportunity. That's just what I see. Like I said, I just see you as a man that's bitter, that wants the fame and the fortune, and you didn't get it. And when the opportunity presented itself, you didn't know what to do with it because you let your pride get in the way. And just from seeing where you are 20 years later, having the exposure that you had, getting your IG taken down because why? You don't know how to present yourself. So now you're mad and you think Puff owes you something. He does not owe you shit. You are a man, okay? Charge that shit to the game. That shit happened 20 years ago. Charge it to the game. Do better. Moving forward, do better. And I think the change needs to start with you. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on because I want to touch on something else on a whole different person and so I can get up off here. You made a comment when you was on Kwame's show. You said something to the effect that Puff is worth $900 million, but he's losing value because Jay and Kanye are already billionaires, and some shit you said, and ain't nobody that's been under Puff made it big and became like a big star. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's what you said. First of all, Biggie was a big star under Puff, under Bad Boy, under Puff's direction and guidance, okay? Yeah, Biggie kept his own flow, you know, but Puff made it radio friendly. He put the beats behind it. You understand what I'm saying? And Biggie would have been big. Unfortunately, he met an untimely death. Okay. Number 2, he's losing value, but he's worth $900 million. And you said he's not relevant. I don't call, where are they devaluing $900 million? Can Freddie P, can you show me where that devaluation of $900 million is? Because I need to go get devalued too and be irrelevant. If that's what having $900 million is, point me in that direction of devaluation, because I think I'm doing the wrong thing in my life. And I think I'm valuable. And I ain't got $900,000. But anyway, yeah, you said he's losing value. Really? See, and it's the personal shots that you took that lets me know that you're harboring resentment because you didn't make it. And you want to blame Puff for that. But you're a man. Who's stopping you from making it? Puffy ain't thinking about you like that. Who's stopping you from making it? You got Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all these SoundClouds and Dropboxes and all this other stuff that you have available to you. You don't even need a label these days to make music. But you still want to blame Puff. See, if you get your mind off of that man and put all that energy and resentment and regret into yourself, you could be great. But you stuck on 20 years ago. You ain't never gonna go nowhere. You ain't never gonna have nothing because you stuck 20 years ago. Let it go. Okay? Let it go and charge it to the game and keep it moving. And if you get the opportunity again where you in the presence of greatness or you in the presence of somebody that knows more than you, that can actually help you, it ain't nothing wrong with humbling yourself. And that don't mean you got to let yourself be humiliated. But what that means is close your mouth and listen, because obviously you don't know. Because if you knew, you'd be in a better position. So sometimes it pays to be quiet and listen and learn. It'll serve you well moving forward. And stop burning bridges. You know how to burn a bridge. Learn how to build one. That's how you build relationships that last a long time. You do it by building bridges, not by burning them. Freddie P. Yeah, I'm talking directly to you. Freddie P. from Making the Band. Okay? Get over it, boo. That was 20 years ago. It's 2022. It's time for a new thing. Do something new, boo. Besides bitching and whining and complaining and crying and blaming Puff for your regret and for you letting your pride get in the way and for you not really understanding the game and how the game go. But now you know, do better, boo, okay? Now I want to just get to Mason Beth, the Harlem World. I ain't going to be too hard on you, Mace. I just want to say this. I saw a video with you and Angie Martinez. What's up, Angie? And you said that you did get paid from writing the rhymes at Bad Boy, but you wanted more money. And I guess you wanted more money once you saw how much money your rhymes that you wrote made. I guess you was like, damn, multi-platinum, triple platinum, all that came from my pen. So I kind of understand, you know, okay, you wanted more money. However, whatever amount of money that you were paid prior to, you agreed on that. You signed that contract and said, okay, I'm going to take X amount of dollars for these rhymes that I'm writing, and that's it, Mason Betham, whatever your name is. You did that. Now I know you feel like, okay, well, Bad Boy, we're supposed to be a family. Puff could at least, you know, gave me, you know, some more money because it's me who wrote the rhymes. But technically, I understand what you're saying. You're saying because y'all was like family, even though you signed the contract and you took a certain amount of money, you agreed on that and you got that, you were paid, but you felt like you should have got more because you wrote the rhymes and it made a massive amount of money, I guess millions of dollars. Okay. I get what you're saying, but unfortunately, when it comes to business, it's never personal. I'm like that myself. You know, when it comes to business, it ain't personal. This is personal. This is business. Never shall the twain meet, or however that shit go. Never shall the twain two. Y'all know what I'm talking about. No, business and personal don't go together. It don't go together. Now, that's all I can say, Mace. And I can't say, because again, I was around that Bad Boy era. Bad Boy wouldn't have been as hot as Bad Boy was if it was not for the golden pen of Mason Betha. So you did your thing, especially after Big died. You held back. Bad Boy probably wouldn't have survived. I'm not gonna say it wouldn't have survived, but it wouldn't have survived so well on the level that it survived if it were not for you, Mace. So I just want to say thank you, because boy, y'all lit the 90s up. Bad Boy was, yeah. Take that, take that. Yeah, Bad Boy was all the way live in the 90s. And thank you for all the good rhymes that you wrote there. Classic party music. I still listen to all of it to this day. So, anyway, going forward, I hope you and Puff can, come to terms. I mean, maybe y'all okay because you were on the Bad Boy reunion tour a few years ago. So I guess, everything is everything between y'all two. But anyway, that's all the hot topics I wanted to exhaust myself of tonight, y'all, because I just could not. I'm like, I've got all this stuff, and I'm on YouTube already. Like, I check it with my YouTube at least 3 times a day to see what's going on. And honey, it's just one after the other. Just stuff would not stop rolling, honey. And Chris Brown and Jussie and Freddie P and Mace, and I'm like, let me get on in here and upload my video. But I'm about to go, y'all, because I ain't finna do nothing. I'm just finna go. That's all I'm finna do. Y'all drop y'all comments because I want to know what y'all think. Drop some comments. Like the video. Like it if you haven't. Comment. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Subscribe, please. I'm not going to tell y'all I'm going to be posting often because I don't really have no set posting time. Like, this is my first video I did in a month, but you see it's kind of long, so. But yeah, anyway, yeah, ladies, keep your legs closed. Okay, I'm going to need y'all to keep y'all legs closed. Leave these millionaires and these ballers and these rappers. Leave them alone. Stop being a groupie, honey. Stop being Heather Headhunter. Stop laying low, just looking to spread your legs wide like old TV antennas, honey. Stop doing all of that. Stop letting the boys hunch on you for nothing because you ain't finna get nothing. Your feelings gonna be hurt. You're gonna be feeling some type of way. You're gonna be feeling like used goods. Then you're gonna get mad. Then you wanna feel like you scorned and you just damsel in distress. Then you wanna get to telling lies and calling the police when y'all know it ain't even like that. You did it to yourself. Go find your man that work at the post office, UPS, a doctor. You can get a doctor, find your lawyer, somebody that really wants you for you. Some of y'all got natural beauty, some of y'all got doctor beauty, but you know what I'm talking about. Go get a man that really actually wants you. And stop digging for these super famous celebrity rich men who are not going to do anything except use you. They're gonna hunch on you and that's it. They're gonna be done with you. You lucky if they call you back a second or third time. Don't always happen like that. They might fly you out somewhere on a yacht in Italy. They may fly you to an island in the Caribbean. That don't mean they want you. They might want you, but don't mean they love you. They don't mean they trying to wife you. That don't mean they trying to make you their one and only. It's just, because they can. They can. So they do what rich men do. And that's basically, get all the women they want. And you just one of many. So don't be one of many when you could just be the one, okay? And on that note, YouTube, my familia, I will talk to y'all later.